Welcome back, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me. This video we're going to be covering complex malfunctions. In my previous video I stated there are three different types of malfunctions: simple, complex, catastrophic. There's a gray zone in between the simple and complex, but simple requires a simple action unless it is a stovepipe. Then you have to take more care trying to clear that. Complex requires you to completely unload your gun, ensure that it is clear, and then reload your firearm. Catastrophic requires tools, parts, or both. This video I'm going to teach you how to clear one of, if not the worst, complex malfunction. That is a bolt override double feed. So bolt override double feeds and most complex malfunctions occur when you have bad magazines. A round launches up into the upper receiver, bolt moves forward and pins it against the bolt and the charging handle. There's a lot of friction when this happens, and there's a round trying to feed into the chamber too. So as I said, in prevention, check those magazines, make sure they're good. Okay? There are other different types of complex malfunctions, including double feeds, which is exclusively a magazine-related issue. That is two live rounds fighting for supremacy of the chamber. And then charging handle impingement. Charging handle impingement is when you get a round pop up from the magazine and impinges it into the charging handle, and it will sometimes wedge in between the gas tube and the charging handle. It's a lot of issues there. Okay. The way to set up a bolt override double feed: number one, lock the bolt to the rear. 2, insert a magazine loaded with either dummy rounds or live rounds when you're at the range. 3, take a loose dummy round or live round when you're at the range and drop it in to the upper receiver. Next, take the magazine. Magazine goes to the sky, muzzle to the sky, and then point everything back towards your target. Release the bolt. And there you go. Got a bolt override double feed. There is a lot of tension. Okay. This method clears all three of these. Now you have to think absolute worst case scenario. It's dark. You can't see in there. So we're not going to be looking in there. We're going to be feeling and listening in order to clear it. Okay? So you've been firing your gun. All of a sudden you get a dead trigger. There's no click. Do you have to do, can you do tap right? You can if you want to. I just go straight into remedial action. First thing I do, I'm doing multiple things simultaneously. I'm trying to take a knee, putting the weapon in the center of my chest, the stock in the center of my chest, and stripping the magazine all in one. Take a knee, strip the magazine out, weapon's buttstock goes into the center of my chest. Next thing I do, grab on either side of the charging handle and snatch back. As I said, a lot of friction. Next thing I do, I grab the front of the magazine well because that is a reference point. Remember thinking it's dark, you can't see, and push the bottom of the bolt catch. Next thing I do, I use my hand, knife's edge, and slap down. That will help release that tension while holding on to the bolt catch. I'm going to lift up. That will help dump everything out. Lift down. That will once again help everything dump out. Up, down. I'm going to take my fingers, insert them into the magazine well, ensure that there is not a double feed, and then release the bolt. Releasing the bolt, now I'm listening for steel on steel contact. The reason why you want to release the bolt and not insert a new magazine is if something fell into the chamber when you're clearing it, you're just going to induce another complex malfunction. Grab a spare magazine, another magazine, because you don't want to reinsert the old magazine, because I cannot be 100% sure that was the cause of that. Insert it if I need to, tap, rack, and then fire if I need to. Okay? So, let's go over that one more time. Bolt to the rear, insert a loaded magazine with either dummy or live rounds when you're at the range. Drop a dummy or live round, magazine to the sky, muzzle to the sky, point back down range, bolt catch, make sure there's a lot of friction, and boom, 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 then get a dead trigger. I throw the weapon on safe. As I'm taking a knee, strip the magazine out, butt stock goes center to the chest, magazine gets ripped out, snatch, snatch on either side of the charging handle, and snatch it back. Front of the magazine well, bottom of the bolt catch, use your knife's edge of your right hand or your primary hand and chop it down. Up, down, finger to confirm that there is no double feed blocking the chamber area. Steel on steel contact. New magazine, because I don't know if the old magazine caused it. Tap, rack, and fire. You do this method, it will clear pretty much most of the complex malfunctions. Okay? One last thing, and that is remedial action. Same thing. Set up a bolt override double feed, mag up, muzzle up, back towards the target, bolt catch. So, once again, you're taking a knee, stripping the magazine out, stock goes center line of your body, and you start snatching back. What if you can't push down on the bolt catch? Okay, where you're going to use your fingers as the bolt catch. Ideally, you're just going to hold the bolt with your fingers back as far as you can and use your left hand. New magazine, tap, rack, fire if you need to. That covers complex malfunctions. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you on the next one.